Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Smash Brothers podcast, episode 0. That's right, it's not episode 1, it's episode 0 because we're awesome. We can do it that way. I am your host, Joe Tiger Fox Orlando, and these are my extremely awesome co-hosts.
I'm Anthony Toneball in Bornoni.
I'm Chris Critter Butler.
I'm George the Dr. Rivera.
And I'm Steve Wilson.
Excellent. So, together we are the Smash Brothers. We get together. That's right. We get together every happy hour because, that's the best time to get together and have a few drinks with your friends. Enjoy the evening. Talk about games and comics and stuff we like and don't like, but mostly stuff we like. And we want you to join us. So, why did we call it the Smash Brothers? Well, there are several reasons. First and foremost, I think pretty much all of us, we tend to have a penchant for the intake of alcoholic spirits from time to time. Maybe
occasional drinker.
Most of us. We do have a designated driver, so that's good. But, there's that, and then, we love video games, and of course there's the Smash Brothers, so that kind of works too. So together we're the Smash Brothers. And there's definitely a brotherhood amongst us. Some of us we've known for a lot longer than others, but we're all buddies, so it's all good. And we want you to feel like you're one of us. And we don't discriminate. We've got some Smash sisters too, I'm sure, out there. So, first of all, let's get to the point where you guys get to know a little bit more about us, because you're going to be listening to us. You might as well just be like, "Hey, who's this jerk face talking?" So,
Hopefully you'll be listening.
Hopefully you'll be listening to us more. But I guess I'll start. My name, like I said before, is Joe Orlando. Everybody calls me Joe. Orlando is a Spanish name. It's not Italian. It's actually Oriano, but nobody pronounces it correctly, so I just say Orlando.
I never knew that.
Pretty much everybody thinks it's Italian, so I'm just like, just call me Joe. I actually traced my ancestry from my great-grandfather Pedro in Guatemala all the way back to Catalonia, Spain. To a certain Francisco de Orellana, the man who discovered and navigated the freaking Amazon River. And he was also mentioned by one of my favorite movie heroes, Indiana Jones, in the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull movie. So they're talking about Orellana all the time. Yeah, that's my great-great-great-great-great-grandfather or uncle or some crap. And so really, technically, the region of Spain that they're from is more close to France than anything. So it could be a French name, but no, it's Spanish. I am a proud geek, gamer, writer, and former musician. I don't know. I still dabble in music every now and then, but mainly that pretty much covers me. Known aliases are Tiger Fox, Gray Tiger Fox, and other variations thereof on the PlayStation Network, Game Center, World of Warcraft, Steam, etc., etc. But I also have a tattoo of my my Tiger Fox symbol on my right arm, and I live in Northwest Alabama near Critter. So, Critter, let's go to you, buddy.
Okay, like Joe said, I'm from Alabama. I've known Joe for a long time. Tried to get him to play World of Warcraft since I have been playing for almost 5 years. And he pretty much shunned me for about 2 years until one day he decided that he wants to try it out to get ready for the Old Republic.
I'm such a jerk.
Yeah, and so I let him have it on Facebook. And about 6 hours later, we were getting triple experience. And about a day later, he's level 30.
Yep.
So now he's addicted, and I feel bad about that. But I don't let it get me down.
Yeah, it's your fault.
My last name is Butler. I believe it's derived from Ireland. So, like to drink and fight.
Yeah.
Not necessarily in that order.
Sometimes.
Sometimes simultaneously.
So, yes, video gamer by heart. Been doing it ever since I was 4 years old. I beat Double Dragon 2-player mode with my hands and feet when I was 5.
Dude.
You lie!
Nope. If I knew what a video recorder was back then, I would have used it.
That's awesome.
I don't think I could do it now, though.
That's like super talented monkey action going on.
Man, regular Nintendo games are just as hard now as it was back then.
That's true. Have you played Mega Man lately?
I haven't played Mega Man. I played Mike Tyson's Punch-Out.
Oh, yeah, that too.
Oh my god, that game.
Yeah.
Mr. Sandman, still can't get by him.
Don't even get me started.
Same here.
Anywho, I've been playing guitar for about 6 years. Played drums for about 1.5. Rock Band taught me how to play drums.
Oh, yeah.
That's when I figured out I had rhythm and bought me a drum set and got pretty good pretty quick.
He did. I can vouch.
So, yeah, was ranked 300th in the world at Halo 2 back in when Halo 2 first came out.
Excuse me.
Won a Halo 2 tournament at Walmart Supercenter one day just because I walked in and saw that they were doing it.
Dude, that's awesome. I didn't know that.
That's pretty cool.
Made several friends on Halo 2, and one of them from Tennessee who actually made a trip to Alabama to come visit me.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it was pretty neat.
Friendships are
Other
nice.
than that, not really much. I'm like a WoW guru.
That's true.
So,
So
that's pretty much it, really.
So why Critter?
Why Critter?
Why Critter? If you just
Well,
as long
it
as I
started
know you.
when I was 6 years old. My parents thought it was cool to have my name embroidered on the back of my jersey in Dixie Youth Baseball.
Right.
But they didn't want to put Christopher. Actually, I didn't want to put Christopher, and I didn't want Chris. I wanted something to be cool. And one of my brother's best friends growing up, his nickname was Critter. And I thought that was pretty cool. So I was like, you know what, I'm just going to put Critter on the back of my jersey this year. 3 weeks later, everybody in the whole freaking town is calling me Critter. And it has stuck for almost 17 years.
That is very cool. I never knew that. I appreciate that. Thanks. Very cool.
I've had, like, teachers in high school and college. They call me Critter.
I'll drink to that.
Yeah.
My
very good.
parents call me Critter. They only call me Christopher when I'm in trouble.
Of course.
Uh-oh.
Well, when I'm in trouble, I'm Joseph Michael. Joseph Michael. I know that my ass is about to get blistered. So
The longer your name gets, the more trouble you're in.
that's tried and true. All right, very cool. So Tony, Anthony, Tony.
Greetings.
What about you, buddy?
Greetings.
Greetings.
Anthony Toneball in Bernoni is my name. Jack of all trades, master of none.
Oh yeah.
Mediocre to good game player. Noob to comic books, but always been interested.
Mm-hmm.
Part-time artist. Always wanted to play music, but I have absolutely no talent whatsoever.
I can vouch for that.
Although, I have been known to belt out a tune or two in my time.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And if I may add, Toneball does make the best damn sandwiches ever.
Professional chef for 15 years. I now work for the Board of Education in New York City.
Very cool.
Not that cool.
Not that cool.
Still, it's admirable.
High stress environment, so causes me to drink a lot. Which I'll be doing right now. Just got some scotch on the keyboard. Hold on.
Oh, no.
This is the patented way of getting scotch off the keyboard.
And the first party foul of the night.
First party.
Just like that.
Everybody
What
drink.
else can we say? New to the world of PC gaming, like Tiger Fox, I myself am getting ready to launch into the Old Republic, which I'm very excited for, and
Yep.
using WoW as a template and a crutch to work my way into the realm of PC gaming.
Mm-hmm.
And
Doing well I might add.
Very well.
Doing well. Thank you. Perhaps mediocre to fair is a little bit of an understatement, but amongst the company I'm keeping now, including Mr. Steve Wilson, Mr. Tiger Fox, Mr. Critter, being a good gamer is a relative term, because they're a little bit obsessed.
I concur.
Yeah.
No, I was obsessed 4 years ago.
I stand corrected.
I can put it down and walk away if I wanted to. I just have nothing else to do. So
It's Alabama. What can we say?
I could go to Joe's house, but we'd play WoW.
Alabama. Other than the cooking and working for the Board of Education, I have studied internal martial arts and Tai Chi, Qigong, and Taoist meditation for 15 years, and I also teach in my own places here in New York City, including the Live Well Company in Tribeca.
Shameless plug.
And, we'll take it from there.
And
But
you
Tom
also...
Ball has yet to master the art of relaxation.
Yes, well...
he's working on it.
With friends like you, George, relaxation is far off goal.
Hey, I'm the one that comes at 2 o'clock in the morning when you're freaking out on the ledge with a lightsaber. So I have none of this guff, mister.
You forgot to mention the Chinese, Tony.
Oh, yes, wo shuo Putonghua, which is I speak Mandarin.
That is awesome.
Yes.
Not just simplified Chinese, but Mandarin Chinese. Very awesome, Art.
Yes, let's continue on with Mr. George while we try to reconnect Mr. Critter to the call.
I agree.
Yes. I am George the Dr. Rivera. I've known Mr. Tomball for many years. I'm the one that suggested to Tomball and Tiger Fox to try the WoW because we're all very amped up for the Old Republic.
Yes.
And a few weeks later, I destroyed both of their lives. So Critter kind of just was a pushing force, but I was the one that threw them into the world and was like, here you go, kill things. So I'm the one to blame for ruining their lives. I am a lifelong New Yorker, so that I am authority on everything. That's what I decided. And my drink is getting a little warm. 1 second.
Oh, boy. Can't have that.
Down the old pipes. Oh, yeah. And we seem to have lost Critter, but we'll get him back.
We'll get him.
I'm a slightly above average gamer, I would say. I can pretty much pay attention to a game and beat it, but I'm not all crazy like Critter and Tiger Fox with their nice platinum trophies on their walls. I got a couple of golds and silvers, but I'm happy with that.
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters. And I have many games that are still in the package, which I should be ashamed of, such as Assassin's Creed 2, still in the original wrapper. Mm-hmm. Just like Tomball gave it to me. And we seem to have some technical difficulties. It's very funny, but I'll continue.
Hey,
anyways.
That's why it's episode 0.
That's why it's episode 0.
We got to work out the kinks. So
I've been working at the kinks for 6 months.
I think it's time for a new ISP.
If we had one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. It's Alabama.
We have the one to choose from. It's either that or dial-up.
Oh, no.
Yeah, we can't go back to dial-up.
Bum, bum, bum.
I'll never go back. You can't make me.
Me either.
I would never go back to dial-up. Forget it.
I remember playing RuneScape on dial-up and taking 30 minutes just to go up a flight of stairs.
that, my friends...
And then you get up the stairs, then you accidentally click on the stairs again, you spend another 30 minutes loading, going back down the stairs.
That, my friends, is dedication.
Ouch.
Oh, no, I quit. I forgot.
Okay, that's not dedication.
That's frustration.
Anything else that you would like to share, George?
Well, I am a licensed paralegal, so we can keep things nice and legal. And there's always client privileges, so any secrets you tell me will stay in the vault.
That's right.
Unless there's a lot of scotch involved.
Well, you know, can't all be Superman.
Excellent. And with that, we move on to Mr. Steve, no middle name, Wilson.
I am Steve.
You are Steve.
You seriously have no middle name?
No, I have a middle name. It's Charles.
Same as my middle name, mother.
I actually have no middle name.
That's because you're stupid, George. Well, I am, I would say,
Steve?
total nerd. And Steve. I am also Steve. Don't forget that. Mostly dabble in RPGs and fighting games, even though I suck at most of them. But RPGs are usually my mainstay, and yeah, I mean, I've been gaming for as long as I can remember. Mm-hmm. And I'm also an artist, so in high school I always aspired to be a concept artist, but during college I kind of shifted gears and started focusing on music and creating artwork for bands and so forth within the genres of extreme metal. Oh, yeah. And I also play guitar, drums, and I create a lot of ambient, destructive noise. So, you know, when I'm not gaming, I'm usually creating something crazy, and when I'm not creating something crazy, I'm usually gaming.
Madness and puppies.
But you obviously enjoy what you do, right?
Yeah, of course. I mean,
why would you do it?
Yeah, you know, it.
Oh, cops have got
Chief at the buzz.
It exerts a lot of the anger that flows within. So, you know,
it's
an
healthy.
outlet.
Yeah.
Use it.
All right, very cool. Well, that pretty much gives you a good roundabout picture of all of us. I didn't really, a roundabout. I didn't really get into what I said I liked. So, gaming wise, RPGs, music gaming, some FPS. I don't know. I've been burned out for first person shooters for the past year and a half, probably. That pretty much rounds it out. Adventure, action and adventure. So, I don't know. I'll play everything, just about. So
anything that's good.
Anything that's good. If it's good, I'll play it.
As long as it doesn't suck.
Yeah. If it sucks, I might even play it then. But anyway, we're going to take a break, wet the whistles, get some fresh drinks, and we'll be back with our first official segment, The Drinking Game.
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 The drinking game. So we're back, and now it's time for the drinking game.
Woo! The drinking game.
The rules are pretty simple. I'm going to read a few multiple choice questions revolving this week around the subject of video games, something with which we're all pretty adept. So we shouldn't have too much of a hard time answering these questions. A right answer will get a awesome sound effect like this. And then if you choose to pick the wrong answer, well, pretty simple. First of all, your name is your buzzer. And as soon as you think you know the answer, just call out your name. And we'll get started. Real quick, well, before we get started, quick sidebar. We don't condone underage drinking, but we do condone responsible drinking. So if you're going to drink responsibly. That's all I'm going to say about that. And now the drinking game. Steve's going to be our scorekeeper because he is our DD, which is awesome. And I will moderate. So... Question 1. The Nintendo 64, Sega Dreamcast, or Sony PlayStation was the first console to implement online play over a phone line. Which one of those?
Anthony.
Tony, what do you think?
I think it was the Dreamcast.
That is correct. And they called the system SegaNet.
SegaNet.
So
SegaNet.
that's 1
Bum,
point.
bum, bum.
1 point for Tony. Question 2. The PlayStation 2, Nintendo 64, or Microsoft Xbox was the first video game system to provide full support for HD TV. Which one? That's a tough one. George.
I'm going to go with the Xbox.
Oh, goodness. You sure about that?
I'm pretty damn sure.
You are correct. The Xbox was the first HDTV compatible system. All right, question 3. Popular Science magazine, I guess, recognized the Sega Dreamcast, Sony PlayStation, or Nintendo Virtual Boy as one of the most important and innovative products of 1999. Sega Dreamcast, PlayStation, or Virtual Boy?
George. Dreamcast.
You're on a roll. It was the Sega Dreamcast in 99. Not the PlayStation. Crazy. All right, question 4. The Atari 2600, Super Famicom, or Magnavox Odyssey, released in 1972, contained 40 transistors and no microprocessor. The Pentium 4 microprocessor contains 42 million transistors on the chip itself. So, which one was it? The Atari, Super Famicom, or Magnavox Odyssey only had 40 transistors?
The scotch is clouding my brain, but George. Atari 2600.
Wrong. So it's either the Super Famicom or the Magnavox Odyssey. Anybody? 5 seconds.
Not I, said the chicken.
Not the chicken.
Critter. Famicom.
That's incorrect. It was the
Critter again?
No, it was the Magnavox Odyssey. It doesn't work that way. All right, last question. So, the Microsoft Xbox, PlayStation 2, or Sega CD was the first system to have graphics capability better than that of the leading-edge personal computer at the time of its release. What would you say? Xbox, PS2, or Sega CD?
Anthony.
Tony.
I will say Sega CD.
I will say... Sorry. Xbox or PS2?
George. PS2.
That is correct.
Yay!
So, Steve, what's the tally? What's the score total?
George has 3, Tomball has 1, and yeah, that's it.
Critter has 0.
Yeah, 0.
I'm waiting in the bushes. I'm being all roguelike.
You're all right.
He's in stealth mode, ready to attack.
Well, that means that George wins. Yay! And you get to Erg. You get to you get to
Erg.
First of all, you need to explain that to everybody. We need to tell them about the herd. I think
Or let them try to figure it out. It's more fun that way.
No, I think they need to explain it.
Well, the Herg is a word Tomeball and I created, which can be used in lieu of a curse word, like that Hergen guy is lame, or it could be a battle cry like Herg, and everyone charges like in Lord of the Rings, and there's whomp and winging, and oh my god, everyone's getting killed.
Yeah.
Or if someone's talking too much and it reaches a point where it's dead silence, someone just goes
Herg.
Herg. Just to bring things up again. And it's very simple. You can use it at your leisure or discretion.
It's a great word. Herg.
Herg.
Herg. So, you get to introduce the next segment, which this week is all about comic books. So, George, take it away, buddy.
Welcome to our segment about comic books. Many new comic books have come out recently, especially with the relaunch of DC.
Yeah.
After 75 years, they decided to erase everything for about the 12th time in the past 15 years, with another crisis involving The Flash. Big surprise. Personally, I feel that a relaunch was unnecessary, and the reason they're doing it is to streamline all their characters and storylines and the mythos, if you will. But if you read Action Comics #1, Superman is finding out what sort of powers he has, and he doesn't know his limits. He can't fly. He can only jump over buildings, like in 1938. But in Superman 1, he already has his full set of powers and his full costume. So right there, they already killed the continuity.
Yeah.
Which is what they've been doing for 75 years. So it was just a ploy to beat Marvel in sales.
Yeah, DC has not been known for their keeping things making sense department working too well.
No, not at all.
Unfortunately.
And some books are still with the old numbering, such as DC Universe Online Legends, which actually got put on hold for about a month or so.
Okay.
It was actually a very good storyline that Mr. Tombo was generous enough to get for me. And what are your thoughts on the DCUO Legends, my friend?
Who's your friend, me?
Yes.
That surprises both of us, I'm sure.
Shut up, Steve.
Yeah, I mean, the storyline is fantastic. They have a great way of splitting the universe, or whatever you want to call it, and a great way of uniting all the characters, especially ones that have been feuding for years, and I mean, even to the point of Lex Luthor, quote-unquote, working with Superman. And they have this wonderful storyline, and they just dismiss it because they went and destroyed the video game itself.
Agreed.
Which I'm sure is another subject that we could all rant on for quite a few minutes, being that we all played together in a guild.
Pretty much.
And when they dismantled that game, I guess they decided, let's hold off on printing these comic books, even though it's an excellent storyline. And that angers me. That makes me want to drink.
I'll drink to that.
I'm already drinking to that.
Refreshing. So any comic books you're interested in, guys? Tiger and Critter?
Yeah, the DC Universe Online comic, like we were talking about, that they came up with, they came out with, rather. They had a contest on their Facebook page where you could actually, if you played the game, you could submit screenshots and like just a little short bio of your character, and you could get the chance to have that character actually made into a hero and or villain in the actual comic book. And of course, my character was Tiger Fox, and I submitted him. Actually, I submitted him during a night when it was storming here in Alabama, and our really crappy internet service provider, every time that there's a flash of lightning, the whole thing goes down. So it was like literally lightning every 10, 15 seconds, so I could barely get anything done. But I finally managed to get everything submitted, the picture uploaded and everything. But I never did hear from them about the results of the contest. They were just like, okay, now we're doing the villain side. If you got a villain, submit it. So, yeah, I've been wanting to, acid reflux. I've been wanting to, to pick up that comic to see what exactly they've been doing with it. I've heard it's actually pretty good, pretty interesting.
Great comic. I believe they left off on issue number 15 of the possible, what was it, 28, Mr. George?
26. They were doing it every 2 weeks for a year.
Yeah. And it's published by DC, or is it Dark Horse?
No, it's by DC, and number 16 should be coming out in 2 weeks. They started it up again after all their number ones came out. There are 52 number ones because they have a hard-on for that number.
Yeah.
I think it's actually kind of interesting that they deliberately. I was speaking about this with a guy I know over in Midtown Comics, which is a main comic purveyor in New York City.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if they're nationwide or not, but one of the main reasons why they held it back was to help jumpstart this Flashpoint reboot of their universe. And I think it's interesting that such a small, short-run faction comic was actually enough of a threat to their main continuity that they decided to hold it off so that people would decide to buy these new issue number ones, you know?
Wow. That is pretty interesting.
It is, but at the same time, now that they're starting them up to finish the storyline, they already killed the continuity again.
Again?
So it's completely gone because now, in a spoiler alert, in issue 15, Lex Luthor finds out that Clark Kent is Superman, just like he did in Action Comics 900.
Wow. Just an issue. You said 15?
Yep, DCU Online Legends number 15. And the last page of 14, he has the thought, and on the cover of 15, it has Clark Kent opening the shirt in the classic Superman changing costumes position.
Oh,
and Lex Luthor is like, Clark Kent is Superman!
Crap. Well, I'm going to have to pick them up. What's the price, the list price on these things per cover?
DC drew the line at $2.99.
$2.99.
Oh, okay. So not
Unless,
too bad.
of course, you miss it for 2 weeks and then they charge you the back issue price of $3.25.
Ah, okay. So I think it was mentioned before. I'm along the same lines as Tony. I've always appreciated comics, but I never really collected them hardcore. Like way back in the day, I used to subscribe to the Sonic the Hedgehog comic. But
as well.
Yeah, cool. That was pretty much it. Because I was like, wow, these other comics have been going on for forever, and they've got these just massive, sprawling, spindly storylines that I could never hope to get caught up and get into. So it's kind of hopeless for me. That's just kind of the way that I always felt. But yeah, with the whole DC Universe Online thing coming out, that's how most of us all met anyway. It got my interest really peaked, so I actually bought the DC Universe Encyclopedia, which it shows you pretty much all of the characters. It's missing a few of them, I understand, but it gives you basically a page or maybe a half of a page about a certain character, tells you the main stats and just a little bit of their backstory, just enough to get your toes wet. So it was pretty cool. But yeah, this might be one that I need to go back and see if I can pick up issue 1 and go from there. But my question was, will I be able to go to like a comic book store and find these sitting on the shelves, or will I have to back order them straight from DC over the internet or something?
Probably going to have to back order at least 8 of the issues.
Well,
at a bigger venue like in New York City, you would be able to find the back issues, like in the back issue bins.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But your best bet would be wait for all 26 of them to come out and get them at an auction site.
Yeah, probably.
You'll probably pay about $1.50 an issue as well.
Because, so yeah, what I'm getting at is we don't have many comic book shops around where Critter and I live. Like the closest ones in about 50 miles north or south of where we live, and then 100 miles past that, or 50 more miles past that. Yeah, it's a long way.
That's a trick for a comic book.
Yeah, it's like the best place to get a comic. I mean, these comic shops are great, but the only other place we have, the option that we have, is like Books A Million, and still that's 50 miles away too. And you know, they don't really have it's just a paltry selection. So,
it's a 45-minute drive either way.
Yeah, one way. One
Ouch.
way. So, hour and a half drive back, round trip. Not including the time.
That better be a damn good comic book for an hour and a half.
Exactly. So, you got to add, what, $5 to the cost of any book, to include the gas mileage. But anyway.
Ouch.
Yeah. So, I'll check out eBay or whatever.
That would be your best bet.
Yep. But,
you know Joe Tiger Fox all around Orlando.
Yeah.
I could take a look at the upcoming Comic-Con here in New York City.
That's what I was about to get at.
And see if they have the back issues there available in a stack.
Holy crap, you could?
I could.
And I could.
Maybe
Theoretically.
if I drink enough, I'll be nice enough to do it. Because normally, I'm kind of a shithead.
Tomball's an asshole.
Yes. Deeply so. I believe in being an asshole. It's my religion.
And then,
Let's just say I'm devout.
all right, well, theoretically, I might be able to send you some money to cover the costs. So,
Well, let's see how that works out. So, Comic-Con's coming up,
Yeah.
Mr. Orlando,
in New York City.
in New York City. And I believe, I'm not certain of this, George will confirm or deny, that it is only second to San Diego's.
I would have to agree with that just because it's in New York and they have a large enough venue to do so.
The Jacob Javits Center, which is quite famous, quite well known, is absolutely enormous, and it probably could hold several tens of thousands of people if it's set up properly.
Easily.
Yes. And I'm looking very forward to taking oodles of photographs, as I enjoy photography, and one of the things I enjoy most is photographing nerds and anime chicks and guys and everybody in their full-blown costumes, and I admire the dedication. So I will also be posting some photos of New York City's Comic-Con. Perhaps in our first episode I will reveal the address of said photos.
That'll work.
That would totally work, and I will be joining Mr. Tomball.
Oh.
And I usually spot out the characters, and he'll be like, "Who's that, Mr. Jodorino Ball?" And I'll be like, "That, Tomball, is Psylocke from the X-Men, 1990s version."
Doctor Strange.
Moon Knight, Punisher, Daredevil.
Mr. Steve will be joining us as well. It's a 4-day convention. The first of the 4 being strictly for professional use.
Right.
So we will be attending 3 days.
Still, that's pretty awesome. Tree of the Drunken Brothers will be there. So the Smash
We'll be
Brothers.
represented.
Highly represented and herging it up.
Herging it up.
We'll be representing, yo.
Well, I'm sure that you guys will have more than enough to fill us in episode 1 when we do get to it, which
Yes.
will be,
Hopefully it won't be as painful as sticking bamboo shoots up our fingernails, but we're working on it.
yeah, we're working there. Episode 0, get over it.
And we'll make sure it'll be Jar Jar free, episode 1.
Excellent. That's the best way to do anything.
The Phantom Menace was 18 months ago, Tim.
Hey, Tomball, are you a Gungan?
I think so.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
With that, we're going to take a break. We'll come back and talk about gaming.
Is the people gonna die?
Maybe if you keep it up.
Misa no have a bomba.
Oh, I need another drink. Okay, and we're back, and we're getting freaking hot. But now let's talk about...
That's what the Scotch does.
It's the Scotch. It's the Scotch talking. I am
Getting
more
drunk
of a,
in here reminds us hot.
That's right. I am more of a rum kind of guy. And I don't. What is it? What's your particular brand of poison, Critter?
screwdriver.
Screwdriver, vodka, and orange juice. Can't go wrong with that. I love
yes,
me
you
some
can.
rum. Well, yeah, you can. I love me some rum, and I love me some Kahlua. So, good old black and white on the rocks. Can't go wrong there. Good stuff. But yeah, video games. We've all been playing video games lately. We don't talk about it. But there's one game that just came out, and we'll try to keep it as... We'll be vague about it and not be too specific except for in places where we need to talk about it. But Dark Souls came out. And our good friend, Mr. Steve Wilson,
Have some more scotch, buddy.
has been just tormenting the shit out of himself playing this game. And he's an authority on it now. He's a master. And, why don't you tell us a little bit about it, Steve?
Well, playing it right now, and I'm poisoned. It is quite possibly one of the most difficult games I've ever played, and it is thoroughly ridiculous.
That's what's enticing you to it?
I guess so, because it kind of like harkens back to the days of like the NES when games were actually hard. I mean, back then games were harder because hardware limitations. They needed to keep the person involved with it for as long as possible. But this game is both long and retardedly difficult. And there are 3 trolls with boulders, and I have no idea how the hell I'm going to do this.
So what was the first inclination you got that you were in for some misery?
Well, Demon Souls for one, and the fact that when that came out, they said every time you die, the game gets harder, and holy shit, they were right. This game so far hasn't gotten harder as I've died, but I mean, it doesn't have to because it's already ridiculously hard.
So when you say ridiculously hard, are we talking hard?
Like, I've died maybe 15 times in this one area because I've either fallen off of a cliff or something has shown up behind me and kicked me off of a cliff, or eaten me. Or any of the above. Eaten me, and then I fall off a cliff.
That's just...
It's not quite as glamorous as it sounds.
Yeah, but what are the redeeming qualities of this game? Because, I mean, do you have to be a sadistic person to want to play it, to keep playing it, or is there something that draws you into it to make it?
I suppose it's kind of more or less rewarding when you actually make it through a part of the game, because nowadays it's like you press start, you get an achievement. That's retarded.
Yeah.
And in this game, it's there's all these trials ahead of you, pattern recognition, things like that. It's a smart man's game, and you can't just weasel.
Well, that's not for me.
Most other games.
So you got to use your brain. It makes you work for it.
Right. And that to me is more rewarding than I don't know. You press a button to win.
Yeah.
And
I don't know. I like Hello Kitty.
And I've been playing it as well, and one of the worst things you can do in this game is button mashing. It's set up so that every encounter you have with an enemy, from the lowliest guy, from the simplest ad, is an individual encounter. They learn your movements. They parry your steps. They jump back. If you go in just swinging, even the lowest level guy will just hand your ass to you. So
wow.
even as you level and you power up, and you do get very powerful, but even then, if you get sloppy, the lowest level guys will slice you up and serve you up to yourself.
That's crazy.
And I just lost 7,000 fucking souls. This game's gonna make me put my foot through somebody's face.
He's died 6 more times since he last spoke.
Yeah. So what's the deal with the souls? Is that currency? Because, like me, I never played Demon Souls, so I have no idea about the first game.
You're missing out.
Well, you collect souls to level up your character, and lower level enemy will give you maybe 24 souls or so, and
like,
leveling up will get
you undead or something, or what?
Yeah, you play in this game. You play as an undead character, and I think the point of the game is to become not undead.
Game.
Right? Yeah, that's the word. Humanity. So you use souls to purchase weapons, and yeah, thanks. Man. 3 trolls ahead. Maybe I should stop and concentrate on this before I
Is there a pause button?
No, there is no pause button.
Oh,
When you're re-equipping weapons and when you're putting things like items on your directional pad, it's all going. So if you're in the wrong area at the wrong time and you're trying to fix something up, you'll get obliterated.
You're constantly in danger.
Right.
Awesome.
And it's kind of terrifying in this game because you don't know what's ahead of you until you at least die 40 times and figure it out a little bit. But you use the souls as currency to purchase items or to purchase upgrades to your character. And 1 level is 1 stat, so you bring up your strength by 1 level, and then that levels up your whole character, so to speak. I'm not sure if I'm explaining that correctly, but
it makes sense to me.
I caught on.
The other thing too is that in this game there are bonfires that you can rest at, and you have what's called a Nestus Flask. Basically, that lets you heal your character, and you only get 5 charges for it. Every time you rest at a bonfire, it refills that. You can level up, you can change your magic, you can repair your items if you purchase a specific item to allow you to do that or to upgrade them, whatever.
Yeah.
But every time you rest, every single enemy in the game, aside from a few specific ones, all come back. So you have to kind of weigh the options of whether or not you want to die even more or if you need that moment of reprieve.
Wow.
Challenging.
So it punishes you like if in the real life you really have to get up and pee.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, you could always just turn the game off if you really needed to do that, but there's something to be said about the difficulty for this game and how willing you are to persevere through it.
Wow.
I think the most alluring thing is once you steep yourself in it, the sense of satisfaction is there. It's not like most of the games that come out today when it's a matter of hours before you flip the game.
Right.
This is an actual investment, and when you manage to actually make progress in it, you do feel a sense of accomplishment.
Very cool.
I like accomplishments.
I like achievements.
I like scotch.
I prefer trophies and rum and Kahlua, but I've already said that. So my good friend Toneball sent me that game, so I've got it. I've got to unwrap it and just sit down with it sometime soon and get sucked into it. I'm sure I will.
I'll probably come over and help you with it.
Yeah, you need to. You definitely need to.
Until I get absolutely irritated at it, then I'll let you have it.
Yeah, that'll work. Critter and I have tag teamed a few games in the past, so... But,
what was the achievement we had on Rock Band for the drum set?
Yeah, there was in Rock Band 3. I had done this myself in Rock Band 2. I got the platinum trophy for Rock Band 2, which I am very happy to brag about.
Now, it was the Beatles Rock Band.
But yeah, it was the Beatles Rock Band 2. That's it. There was this one drum pattern that you had to get. You had to nail it perfectly to unlock this trophy, and it was just like this really ridiculous drum pattern that Ringo must have been, on LSD when he came up with it. I don't know, but
it's the drum solo from the end.
Yeah, from the end. Yeah, all that stuff. Anyway, so Critter got the foot pedal, and I played the pads. The drum pads, and we both did it together. After a little while, we finally figured it out.
It was the second try.
Yeah, that's right. It was the second try. Jeez, we were awesome. I completely.
Because that was what's so special about it. Because I told you to call your girlfriend and tell her.
Yeah, that was right. I remember that. Wow, I'm sorry, I forgot that, Critter. Jeez,
Too much scotch.
That's about the 6th most proudest moment of my life.
It was pretty freaking awesome because we did it one time. And we were like, oh, that's close, but not quite it. And then the second time, boom, 100%. It's freaking awesome.
That is pretty awesome.
That's the other thing is all of us have Rock Band 3 or access to it anyway. So we need to do that in a future recording. Get together and play one or two songs, Rock Band.
Because 3. Now there's 5 instruments.
That's true. That's very true. But anyway, that's cool. So we'll all be playing Demon Souls for a while longer, I believe. Pretty sure about
that. Got the ball tagger.
Steve might be, he might lose his mind a little, before the rest of us, but hang in there, buddy.
Good thing he doesn't drink.
That's true.
Much.
Or else his foot would go through the TV.
I know what I'll be getting Mr. Tombo for Christmas, a 5-pack of PS3 controllers.
Yeah, I actually bought one because I know when I start playing Demon Souls, I'm going to be cracking 1.5 at least.
Oh, man.
At least.
I'm on my 4th PS3 controller.
Wow.
I'm on my 3rd Xbox 360.
I'm sorry.
I have a tendency to snap them in half.
Jeez.
I've seen it. It's not pretty.
Furious gamer.
Oh, yes.
So the rest of us have been playing, well, all of us, all 5 of us have been playing World of Warcraft.
I'm playing right now.
Critter's a veteran. George is a veteran. I think Steve's an old veteran too. And then Tony and I are completely new to it.
That's right.
Both Tony and I, our first MMO experience was with DC Universe Online. And
correct.
We had a good time. We were in a guild there, or a league in that game, is what they were called. And then we had a falling out with the people that were running that original league because they were asshats. And we started our own, the one-man wolf pack. And before that, actually, George and Tony and our other friend Serge were in their own league, the Nuckin' Futz, which was pretty awesome. But then we all ran into each other one day, and we decided, hey, let's all get together in this league we've got going. And we had a good time for several months, and then we re-hooked up afterwards and had a good time. Anyway,
history was made.
And it's a shame that the game was dismantled piece by piece and turned into the Batman game because it was very enjoyable.
I don't even want to talk about it because I think now I am going to talk about it because I think that it had potential to be possibly one of the best video games ever created.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I don't think that's saying too much. I think that there was genuinely the possibility of it becoming one of the most popular games in the world, and they utterly destroyed it.
They certainly did.
I think it could have been the number 2 MMO under Warcraft.
Yeah, I agree.
Because it had all that universe potential, all the storylines, and they were just like, hey, Batman!
Pretty much, yeah.
75 years of storylines, thousands of comic books, hundreds of characters, and they continued with the same 3 storylines for months and months and months. And after their major server collapse, they never, other than giving you a few more weeks of time, they never reciprocated in any form, any way. Yeah. They never made up for it.
That, and they broke raids that weren't broken to begin with, and
right.
They kept tweaking things they didn't need to tweak, and it just, it's crap. And then instead of introducing something really appropriate and epic for the next storyline, they're like, oh hey, we'll do Valentine's Day content, so you can run around as a cherub.
And Patty's Day.
Like, come on. And then they had Mr. Mistoplex as the Leprechaun analog. But I'm like, come on. You've got freaking characters for this sort of stuff. You could have done something with Poison Ivy if you want to stay on your Batman kick for Valentine's Day. Her getting all the heroes to fall for and you got to save them. I mean, come on. I'm not even a freaking game developer and I gave up with that. Just, come on. Seriously. No, they ruined it. And then this latest thing, they did a little bit of the Green Lantern stuff, which I heard was all right, but it's not too substantial. And then they finally started getting into the Superman stuff. That was the problem, is they didn't have enough post-game, in-game content when they really should have had a whole lot right off the bat. Because, I mean, what? To get to the level cap, it takes you, 2-3 days of playing straight?
Maybe.
To get to level 30? I mean, level 30 is
if you're a casual
low.
player.
Yeah, even if you're a casual player. And level 30 it's pretty easy to attain for the most casual among us.
For what little bit I played, we got a character up to 12 in about 4 hours.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty sad. That and they didn't have enough diversified quest lines. Because, you can make 4 different characters, and eventually you're going to do the exact same quests. Origin quests and everything. So they dropped the ball. They had a massive, massive chance, like Tony said, to turn it into something incredible, but they didn't. They chose to go with what was going to, quote-unquote, make them the most money the fastest, since everybody was on a Batman kick. But
not even that, because everyone got tired of the Batman kick pretty fast.
Yeah, they did.
Especially if the mentors are Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. If your mentor was Wonder Woman, then you shouldn't even be allowed access into the Batcave. It should be something on Paradise Island.
I agree.
And if you're Superman-based, Darkseid should try to take over the Fortress of Solitude.
Right.
And, make Superman evil, so you have to go fight Superman and make him good again or something.
Yeah.
See, that's a raid we're talking about. Now everyone's interested. Oh my God, we got to go kick Darkseid's butt, and we got to save Superman. But it's the Batcave, really?
Bizarro, I think you smell nice.
All I know is when we went to the Batcave, we must have caused about $98.6 million worth of damage to the place itself.
Yeah, we blew everything up. Screw you, stupid monitor, die. Yeah, anyway, enough about that. So, we've all been playing WoW, having a good time.
I'm pretty sure I've read in a magazine that WoW has more subscribers than the entire country of Israel.
Nice.
That makes sense to me. I mean, it's been around since, 6 years now?
Since 2004.
2004.
That's when it came out.
So 7 years.
They have really dumbed it down, though. It's so much easier than it used to be.
It really is.
I like it, though.
I know you do, because you're new,
just
too.
Started.
Yeah.
If you played back in vanilla like I did, you would cuss at every expansion.
Oh, yeah.
Because I remember having to walk around until level 40.
Yep. To get the slow mount at level 40. And then wait until level 60 to get the fast mount.
There was no random dungeon finder?
Nope. It was looking for group.
You only had the people on your server to run dungeons with.
Right.
Yep. And you had to be physically at the place, and you could summon people with the summoning stone. That's what those big stones with the runes on it are for.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much useless now.
They're just eyesores now.
You know that first dungeon that we did, the Dead Mines?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember going in there with my hunter at level 16, and 4 hours later walking out and still hadn't beat the boss.
Jeez.
Yep. Especially the ones that were on the Alliance side, because we're all Horde here. You have to sneak into the Alliance territory, get to the place, and go in.
Right.
There was none of this, here we go. Everyone ready? Choose your role.
Wow.
We didn't have no dual spec either. You were your spec and that's it.
Yep. You had to pay to swap every time.
Yep. And when they first created the dual spec, it was 1,000 gold. Now it's 10.
Wow.
Yep.
So, yeah.
My druid paid 1,000 gold for that, and I didn't get a refund.
Yep, nobody got a refund. I paid 1,000 to dual spec on my paladin. They weren't like, here's half of it back at least. That would have been nice.
See why I cussed during the expansions?
Oh, well, I'm sorry. I just want you guys to know that I'm having a good time playing the way it is.
I'm having a great time too. That's why I'm still playing.
Oh, well, yeah, obviously.
It's still a good game, but when you compare it to the original versus now,
very dumbed down.
And then you can hear all us veterans complain, well, back in my day, we didn't have no mount. We had to run.
And we had to walk 15 miles in the snow.
Horde didn't have paladins, and Alliance didn't have shamans.
Yep.
That kind of makes sense.
Until Burning Crusade came out.
And Burning Crusade came on, the Blood Elves could be paladins. I think Tony and Steve were consumed by the game.
What? I just got killed by a flaming spider queen with giant tits.
Oh, man.
I'm still thinking about the giant tits. I don't even know why.
Here's a question I got for you guys. It's going back to the DC. Surely everybody's heard pretty much that it's going free to play. Do you think that is the nail in the coffin for the game? Or do you think that there is hope that people might actually pick it up and play?
I don't. I don't think people are going to bother to pay the $50 or $60, whatever it is, for the game itself to play for free online, where, as I understand it, and once again I'm not certain, that basically all you can really do is grind the level of your character. And for the rest of the benefits, talking to other people and joining leagues and all this other stuff, you have to pay.
Yeah.
So I think they would have been better off maybe extending the level cap to maybe, let's say, 40, and then offering 2 free months or something like that.
Yeah.
I think they would have hooked a lot more people. And that would have possibly have breathed some new life back into the game. But as it stands now, unless they do a major overhaul and add a tremendous amount of content, and including a major raise to the level cap, I don't see them ever reviving that game.
Yeah. What about you, George?
It's my experience that whenever an MMO goes into now free to play, it is absolutely the last nail in the coffin. As people that once played it go play it, see how absolutely terrible it still is, and leave. And a lot of people that were paying and enjoying it see all the new people coming in and seeing how easy it is, then they just retire from the game, and within 6 months to a year they just wind up shutting down the servers. So I think DC is dead, and unless they raise the level cap to 60 at this point, and maybe offer it at a discount price instead of $15 a month, maybe make it $7 a month, no one's going to go back to it.
And they should add a little more, and a few more features into the free-to-play realm, not limited so severely.
Yes.
I read, what Tony was saying. You can only send, maybe one text chat out a minute or something, and you can't join leagues, and I don't even know if you can do raids with it.
So what's the point of a MMO if you can't do any of that stuff?
Yeah, it's just
like playing a platformer.
Yeah, it's a single-player game, and that's no fun.
That's what it comes down to. Basically, you're going to be grinding out your level 30, which will take you a couple of days, as we've discussed already. Mm-hmm. What the hell's the point?
And take it from somebody who did it and 6 times and got the platinum trophy. That it gets old real quick.
Yeah.
It was old after I'd finished my second level 30 character. I was like, oh man, I still got to do this 4 more times.
So you actually did it?
I did it. Yep.
Was you on drugs?
Nope. Probably drinking.
Just rum and Kahlua.
Just rum and Kahlua. Not at the same time though. I don't know. Maybe 2 or 3 times was the same time. But anyway, the only MMO I'm looking forward to, well, besides WoW, I'm still loving playing WoW. That's going to tide me over till the Old Republic comes out. December 20th!
December 20th.
I'm buying a new computer just for it.
Look at that.
Good times. All right, so last call. Everybody finish your drinks.
Last call for alcohol. You don't have to go home and get here.
Final thoughts.
Final thoughts.
Dark Souls is hard.
It is hard. Yeah.
DC Universe sucks.
Pretty much. That sums up what I was going to say.
The DC Universe comic book retcon sucks. And
New York City Comic Con, exciting.
Yes.
Exciting.
Absolutely.
We will have plenty of pictures for everyone out there.
We'll
alcohol, delicious.
Yeah, alcohol is delicious. And if you choose not to partake, that's cool. Nobody's going to hold a gun to your head and say, drink.
I'm not.
Well, Critter might.
Critter might. We can stop him. We'll put Dark Souls in front of him.
No, we'll just boot up WoW.
Ever find yourself driving down to Alabama, make sure Critter's not behind you with a shotgun and a 40.
That would be scary.
It would be scary. All right, so that's been the Smash Brothers Podcast, Episode 0.
Episode 0.
We will be back probably 2 weeks. Take a little bit to recharge. We're all going to have massive hangovers after this. We'll come
massive
back
hangovers.
We'll come back with more lovable commentary and exposition on things that we care about and you probably also care about because we care about you. God, that's the alcohol talking. We don't
care about anybody.
That's right.
Way to go, Mr. Rogers, Tiger Fox.
I know it.
Hello there, neighbor.
Howdy, neighbor.
Are you taking your Converses off, putting on your shoes?
No, I'm sitting in there.
You mean I can't take my sweater off?
All right, so until next time, take it easy.
Herg out.
Herg out.
Herg out.